Imagine living in a garden where everything you needed was already provided. No pain, no fear, no distance between you and the divine. That was the world of Adam and Eve, a place where creation and creator walked together in perfect peace. But one command stood between them and a dangerous kind of freedom. You must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. One rule, one boundary, one chance to trust. But then came the voice that questioned it all, and with one bite, everything changed. Today on the channel, we're diving into one of the most powerful and misunderstood stories in all of creation, the fall of Adam and Eve, and why this moment of failure holds a mirror to our own lives. Stick around till the end, because this story isn't just about the past, it's about how we grow through the hardest parts of being human. In the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve lived in perfect harmony, with nature, with each other, and with God. They had everything they needed: freedom, purpose, and deep connection. But they also had one clear boundary. God told them, "You must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for when you eat from it, you will certainly die." It was more than a rule. It was an invitation to trust. But then, temptation crept in quietly. The serpent questioned God's words. Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? Eve corrected him, but the doubt had already been planted. The serpent continued, "You will not certainly die. God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." The fruit was beautiful, and the promise was tempting. Eve reached out, took a bite, and gave it to Adam. He ate too, and in that moment, everything changed. Suddenly, they realized they were naked, and they felt shame for the first time. They covered themselves with leaves and hid from God. When God came walking through the garden, he called out, "Where are you?" Not because he didn't know, but because they had stepped away from the relationship. And when God confronted them, they didn't take responsibility. Adam blamed Eve. Eve blamed the serpent. In that one moment, we saw not just the breaking of a command, but the breaking of trust, of innocence, and of connection. But even then, God didn't abandon them. He gave them consequences, yes, but he also made them garments, clothing them himself, and sent them out not to destroy them, but to protect them. Even in failure, there was care. Even in judgment, there was grace. The lesson: taking responsibility from failures. This story isn't just about disobedience. It's about what we do after we fall. 1. Blame delays growth. Adam and Eve's first response wasn't honesty, it was deflection. Adam blamed Eve, Eve blamed the serpent, and we do the same. We protect our pride by pointing fingers. But real healing begins the moment we say, "Yes, I did that, and I want to make it right." 2. Failure is part of the human journey. The fall wasn't the end of humanity. It was the beginning of a harder but deeper path. God didn't erase his creation. He clothed Adam and Eve. He gave them purpose beyond the garden. Even in failure, there was grace. 3. Responsibility leads to redemption. Owning our mistakes doesn't make us weak. It makes us wise. When we say, "I was wrong," we open the door to change. That's how we grow in wisdom, humility, and resilience. But what does it mean to us today? Well, we all have our fruit moments. Times when we chose something we knew we shouldn't. A harsh word, a broken promise, and a shortcut we thought no one would notice. The question isn't whether we'll fall, it's, what will we do after? Will we blame others? Will we hide from the truth? Or will we face it and rise stronger? God's first question in the garden wasn't, "Why did you do it?" It was, "Where are you?" That's the question that still matters today. Not to accuse, but to restore. So the fall teaches us something powerful. Failure doesn't define you, your response does. Every stumble is a chance to grow. Every mistake can become the beginning of something wiser and more honest. So the next time you fall, don't hide. Don't blame yourself. Own it, learn from it, and keep walking forward. If this story helped you reflect on your own journey, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Subscribe to the channel for more stories that don't just teach, but connect. You're not defined by the fall.